What I'm doing today is this. I've opened this up and I found out that my adjuster here was broken in half when I went to adjust it. So what that's going to tell you is watch how much you torque this. Make sure you do it properly. Okay, what they're asking for is once this is installed, they want to see this chain going up and down here. And there's a certain measurement of it, and what you do is you adjust it by this, as you can see. Yeah, I'm not quite at the right spot here. Can we see this? Can we see this movement? Alright, here we're going to start over. What we got is we have 74 Sportster, Ironhead, whatever you want to call it. Now, how I do this is, this does fit. This was broken in half right here. It was put in torque too much. When I opened it up, I found it broken, and it was worn, so I put a new one in. And they will fit if you take this and slide it from underneath, with this going up here behind the chain, and just tap it a couple times, and it'll go right in. There you go. You don't have to worry about taking this all apart again. So I did it. Now these bolts are 9/16 ratchet. We'll fit it. And what you're looking for is, you want in the center here, you want this to move up and down. Right there, I'm about 1/8, and it's coming to the bottom of 1.5 inches. And what you're looking for is looking for this chain to only move 3/4 of an inch. So that when you pull this up, you can see that will tighten. Okay, when you get the proper way, you want to tighten this in a little bit. What I usually do is I take my ratchet and I turn it in until I can move her by hand. So she just a little bit of tension on her. And that's a little too much. Nope, not working. Okay, I usually take this to where I can push it up, just push it up with my hand and adjust it, and it'll kind of hold. And then I'll be looking for movement. So if I got 1 inch right now, I'm going to want to take that until she moves down to about 3/8 down. That should give me from 1 3/8. That's moving. That's moving from 1 3/8 up to, it needs to be just a little tighter. What you're looking for is moving 3/4 of an inch is what I figure. So from 1 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Now we're almost there. I just touch up just a little bit. And I'm going from 1 1/4 to almost 1/2 inch. So just another touch. And I'm missing now from 1 3/16 to right around 9/16. So I think that's just about right. What I'll do now is I'm going to torque the center bolt by hand until it's pretty tight. I'm going to check it again. Inch and a quarter to 1/2 inch. So that's, by my eye, that's pretty good. That's the whole movement, because you don't want it slapping against this and over torquing anything. So you put this one in here. You'll put the top one in also, so that it doesn't rock, and you'll be able to get this in, get the top one started when you torque it. I usually go about as much as I can torque it with a 3/8 wrench. And I do put just a dab of Loctite on them, on the bolts, before I put them in there, and I always use a Scotch weld. Just a dab there. It's tough stuff. And you're going into aluminum. So you take this one out, get your other piece here. Okay. Now you start the top bolt. So it goes easily in there. I've done that before. Went through all of the thing about moving it back and forth, the adjustment. Then I couldn't get the top bolt in. I wasn't very smart. That's also, it takes a 9/16 socket, and this one down here is a 1/2. And you don't want to torque the shit out of this bottom one, because you'll strip it or take it right off. Anyway. You can put pretty good torque on this. I couldn't find any in the manual, any specific. Torque specs, but I'll put them in there tight. And this one, I had just a dab on there of the Loctite, because I like to use that on these Sportsters. And I put a nice comfortable torque on here. You can't go hog wild, but that ought to do her. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the outside edge here, wipe off any excess oil that's been dripping out of here, and I'll clean the edge with acetone. I'll clean up the valve cover, and then I'll put it back on, and then I'll show you how to adjust the clutch. Oh yeah, the clutch on these, I did put new nylocks on here. This is a 74, what they call a later 74 clutch. It's got the little spacers down behind the clutch plate here. And with that, that just means you torque these nylocks down snug, but not overly. You don't want to be mushrooming these spacers. And what that actually gives you, it gives you what I have measured was 11/32, which is the measurement for the old one. But now you don't have to worry about that, trying to get all these at the same measurement, which is a pain in the ass. But I like the spacers. It's working. I put new nylocks on it just because, make it look, you know, nice, and it'll hold them better. Those old ones that were on there, they could have been there since 74. I don't know. You know, you go through all this work and your plate work's loose. Doesn't sound like much fun to go through and redo it all. But anyway, I'll get back to you.